You stupid bitch. Yeah, you're a stupid bitch. You stupid bitch.
Welcome to another episode of Stupid Bitches Say What, the Aussie podcast about everything and nothing, but always with wine. This week, we are hosting our inaugural Christmas special, a festive podcast to highlight our favourite time of the year. Merry Christmas!
This week we are going to discuss all things Christmas, carols and movies and traditions. Oh my.
Oh my!
My. And for the first time, we're inviting special guests to join us. Our loving partners in life and crime, my husband Vinny, and Sky's soon-to-be husband Tyler. What you drinking, Sky?
Oh, well, I'm on the Reds again. But I still don't. We really need to. We need to make a list of what we've been drinking so that we can try to just have a look at it and have a shared list and try not to repeat the same drinks. And also, next time I get naked, I'm just gonna. I get a naked box, not get naked. Oh my god, that was totally accidental. Next time I get a naked box, I'm going to make sure that I get all different ones so that I can change it up, even though the ones that I love are the ones that I love. But I'm actually drinking a 2 Pairs 2021 Grenache from McLaren Vale, and it's got this cute little sticker. I actually don't think I have drunk this on the podcast. I'm pretty sure I haven't. It's just the Grenache is throwing me because I've drunk a lot of motherfucking Grenaches lately.
Jeez.
It's got some little pictures, some little
nice.
faces. It's quite artsy,
That's
but it's
fun.
okay. It's not as good as my fave, the Sangiovese.
What does it taste like? Is it
It's
bitter?
One memento. It's a bit sweety, but not in a good way. Yeah. And I don't really like sweet. I prefer dry, so I'm not. It's okay. I will drink it. You will watch me drink this entire bottle during this podcast.
Fantastic.
Mark my bloody words, okay?
Mark my goddamn words.
And my friend Sean, what are you drinking this fine December evening?
Well, I am also on La Reds.
Lorette.
But this bottle I acquired through the Secret Santa at the office Christmas party a couple of weeks ago. So I thought it was an appropriate
Just a
time.
wonderful time of year, isn't it? Everything's wonderful about December.
So it's a Shiraz Barossa, and it's called Chris Kingland.
Oh, okay,
Shiraz
that sounds fancy.
It's a vintage 2019. Yeah, Chris Kingland is the name of the drink.
Fancy.
But it's peppery.
Oh, it's peppery.
It's not bad.
Fuck off.
It's got
Fucking
undertones
peppery.
of swank,
Swank.
but it's nice.
Oh, goodness. We actually need to go to a wine tasting one time and fucking pull this shit out just to make fools of ourselves.
And fucking record it.
100%. 100%. Yeah, it's very sweet. I'm not loving it, but I'm sure that will improve.
Yeah, I always find after the first glass of red, if it's got that, your taste buds then adjust and
Yeah.
or go numb, and then you're fine.
It's because we've trained our palates well. You will fucking drink this.
Yeah.
You will like
Get
it.
used to it. Yeah.
Do not waste this bowl of wine, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, you dumb mouth?
Either way. So yes, I'm very excited for our Christmas episode. I love Christmas. You love Christmas. This is the shiznit. So tonight, how's your week been, by the way?
Look, it's great. I've had a few moments talking about the Christmas spirit this week because we've just been all go because we're moving. This time in 2 weeks we'll actually be in Brisbane, Vegas, provided that the borders don't close. So I've done a little bit of Christmas shopping this week, and I started today especially almost hyperventilate a little bit from excitement.
Oh, really?
Because I was in the shop. And also, you've got to remember, our shops have been closed. Our retail shops have been closed it's probably been about 4 or 5 weeks, maybe a little bit longer that they've been open. But because I've been unwell and in hospital, I actually haven't been able to go to the shops that often. So to be able to go for a shopping expedition today, I was just like, oh my god, I'm like, it's Christmas time. How much good shit does Kmart have at the moment for Christmas stuff?
Kmart is the fucking best.
Tyler was hovering behind me. He's like, you do not need to buy any of this shit. Why are you looking at it? And I'm like, because I could buy it and send it to Sarah in Brisbane and I can decorate her house for Christmas, okay? He's like, step away. Step away from the Christmas shit, Sky.
Was it chaos in there with people?
Look, it was a little. It's probably not as bad. Definitely not as bad as it's going to be. Finding a car park was difficult. But I think, it's Friday. It wasn't pensioner day, but there was certainly a lot of oldies out today with their trolleys. And I was, in efficiency mode.
Can you switch over, please?
I was sort of taking myself out on the corners of their trolleys a few times, and I was getting a little bit impatient. Of course, I'm always lovely to the old people, but still, I was like, guys.
They're a pain in the arse, yeah.
I'm on a mesh.
Get the scooch out the fucking way, seriously.
No time for dawdling, please.
We did a restock of our Christmas decos this year for the first time in a while, and we did it at Kmart.
Yeah.
But
Why would you go anywhere else? Seriously, it's cheap, it's lovely,
We got the new Christmas tree. I don't think you can you see the Christmas tree?
I can see it. And did you just say you got your new Christmas tree from Kmart?
No, we got it from Maya. We got the Christmas tree from Maya. It's a nice one. It's pre-lit. But we got all the decorations, the new baubles and all that. We bought some baubles probably about 5 years ago from Maya. It was in the shade of green that I wanted and all different shades, and I really wanted it.
Sure.
And we were ridiculous when we bought it and spent $50 on a pack of baubles. Went to Kmart this year to get some new ones, spent $10 on this awesome range that looks so much better.
Yeah.
We also got a whole heap of other shit too, like all garland and all this. I think we spent maybe about $120, but we got a heap of shit for it, which is great.
Yeah. Well, look, we got our tree last year because I tossed my tree before I moved down here. And then the first Christmas, I had my cousin living with me, and she had a giant tree, so we used hers. And then the second Christmas, I think I just had a little tiny tree, maybe, because we were going to Brisbane, and it was like, what's the fucking point? And I was super busy with my new job. I think it was just crazy. And then last Christmas was Tyler and it was our second Christmas together, actually. Maybe it was the year before. Anyway, we got our tree from Kmart and we love it. And a whole bunch of new Christmas stuff. So all Kmart stuff.
Have you ever done a live tree?
No, never. I don't think I could. You've done one, haven't you? Didn't you do one year?
Yeah, we did one probably about 4 years ago, I think. Huh?
2018.
Yeah, so 3 years ago, sorry. And yeah, we bought like a medium-sized one. They have a shack up here that you can go pick them up from proper Christmas trees and that. Yeah. But like, I think by the time we got it, it started to die by the time it was getting into Christmas, and the cats
were. You don't live in the climate for it.
Correct. No, unfortunately. And like, it was just our unit is too small to have something sort of like that living in there and to really look at it properly.
Yeah. I remember as a kid, I used to beg Mum every year to get a real tree because of the Christmas, on TV and how it was portrayed and how they'd go and pick the tree and, what an amazing event it was. And I used to beg, and every year she'd be like, they fucking die. And they're really messy.
And that was another thing. We're getting needles everywhere and shit like that. I remember when I was probably about 12 or 13, maybe 12, Dad and I driving out to like an old, I think it was Vienna Woods estate, and going into the woods and getting one of those pine trees. And Dad,
like Vienna Woods and Alex Hills.
Yeah. And then shut it
off.
Fucking like a pine tree. It wasn't like the normal typical fir.
Like cutting it down with a saw and shit.
Yeah. Dad cut down. We chucked it on the thing. We're being all stealth and shit like that. I loved it. Yeah, it was very cool.
Yeah, because that's a national park, plus.
It was. Well, it's now a house. We were just
Alex Hills.
Yeah, we were just helping.
Give a rat's ass.
Yeah. So this week I watched on Stan Knit Ram, that Martin Bryant movie.
The one someone messaged us about after we did Port Arthur. Someone messaged us about that, didn't they?
Did they? Yeah, Knit Ram, the movie. It's on Stan, so it's already on there. And then I realised now why they called it Knit Ram. It came across on the thing, just the word Knit Ram. It's Martin backwards, and it's what That's kind
of creepy. I don't think I like that. That creeps
me out a bit. I think that used to be what he was teased with. They've gone Knit Ram.
Oh, right.
Yeah, because he was obviously a bit, not like the other kids, and they used to pick on him, and even some of the adults used to call him Nick Ram.
Oh, that's a bit horrible, isn't it?
Yeah, but
Doesn't
it's an
excuse his behaviour though.
interesting movie. You just see basically the lead up to Port Arthur. You see
Yeah.
him into the cafe and then sort of walk in with a gun, and then it stops and tells you what happened. But you see his relationship with that lady. I can't remember what her name is.
Oh, the one that left him the money.
That left him the money, the driving in the car and how he was pulling on the wheel and all that stuff. You see his father, the mother, the relationship he had with his mother. You see he had these sort of real weird anger issues. We would just sit there going, "Arr! Arr!" shit like that, yeah. So you can see how he was somebody who probably needed a bit more care.
Yeah, and maybe earlier intervention.
Yes, and the father was too much trying to not, I guess, and again, speaking out of school here, just going off the movie, but it looked like the father wouldn't acknowledge the fact that he needed this help and thought he could look after him.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so not blaming the father, of course.
Of course, no.
And other thing I was going to talk about, and Vinny and I had a bit of an early Christmas gift the other week. We went to get Hungry Jack's drive-through, and Hungry Jack's is not as close as McDonald's here, so it was a special outing. Took us a while to get there in the traffic. Took forever to get there.
Which HJ's did you go to?
That Annalee.
Oh, Annalee, fuck, that is far.
Yeah. And then we pulled into the drive-through lane, and then we were stuck in that for fucking ages. And then we finally get to the drive-through window. I ordered a bacon deluxe hunger tamer meal. Vinny got
do love a good bacon deluxe.
Yes,
that's my favourite HJ's.
And Vinny got a Whopper hunger tamer meal. And then we get to and you get little nuggets with that meal. So we pull up. She goes, "Oh, sorry, we've run out of nuggets. We're waiting for them to cook. Can you please pull into the drive-through bay?" Like, yes. And so this added another fucking obstacle into this journey that was taking forever already. Pulled into the bay. This other car pulled in next to us, a lady with the kids, and obviously they were getting nuggets too. And this lady came out then with the 2 bags, and she goes, "Bacon deluxe hunger tamer?" And I went, "Yeah, and the Whopper one too." She goes, "Oh, and the Whopper?" And she gave us 2 bags. And then we drove off, and as we're driving off, I was like, those bags felt really heavy for 2 meals. And Vinny's like, "Yeah, I think we might have got the other person's order." He's like, "Turn left, don't go right, just get in the back streets, go, go, go."
They're not going to chase you down.
But we felt like they were. And then I'm driving around streets, I had no idea where I am. He's like, "Just head in that direction, go this way, go that way."
Stop it. Were you really scared that some fucking Hungry Jack's employee was going to run out, jump in their car and start driving after you? Those kids don't care shit about that food.
Then we felt terrible about the lady who's obviously waited as long as us and now has to wait for more of her fucking order to be recooked after probably having to go in and say, "Where the fuck's my order?" But we got home and one of them was a plant-based Whopper that we didn't try. And
I would have at least had a bite just to see what it was like, so I could say that I'd done it.
But the other thing that actually saved their hides, or we feel good about the fact that we drove away with it, they forgot to put our chips in our meal. So we got the other person single chips and 2 lots of onion rings. So we were okay with that.
Oh, my, who fucking orders those plant-based anyway? I love how you preface that story by saying, we had a little bit of an early Christmas surprise, a little Christmas gift, and that was getting
free
extra Hungry Jacks from a starving family.
Trying to feed her children. Their one meal, their one takeout they get a month.
Yeah, totally.
But yeah, so it's been a good week.
Good, that's funny. So what are we talking about tonight? What are we going to start with?
Well, so to give the listeners at home a bit of a run through of what we're going to do, I've got some Christmas fun facts that I'll talk about. I'll talk about one of our trips before COVID, right before COVID. Vinny and I were lucky enough to go to Iceland.
Lucky. I'd love to go to Iceland. My sister's been to Iceland.
And we learnt about one of their Christmas traditions, which I'll talk to you about as well. And I also have planned for when you, Vinny and Tyler are in the room, a bit of Christmas trivia.
Oh, I'm so excited about this. So, I love good competition.
You do. And there'll be 3 questions each. People at home can play along. I've made it that way.
Please do.
So
listening at home.
I'll go through I'll go through the rules when we get to that stage of it.
Sure.
But yes. What about you? Have you got anything you'd like to talk about? I guess we're going to talk about carols and that too.
Yeah, look, and I would like to talk about some of my favourite Christmas movies because I've been spending this week thinking about all the wonderful things I'm going to do once I get to Brisbane, and I keep messaging my sister and going, add this to the list, add this to the list. This afternoon, I messaged her to say I'm so excited to watch Christmas Vacation with you, which is the shirt that I'm wearing. Which, you know, are we posting the videos to Spotify yet? Did that happen last week?
I haven't. No, I didn't do it for last week's one, but I think we'll start with this week's one for sure.
Okay, well then I'll explain what's going on with your shirt because it's hilarious, and I keep looking at the balls around your neck and then also the weird arms, and I was like, what the fuck is that? And then I realized it's obviously a reindeer, but for a while I was a bit concerned about what you were wearing. Now you just look like a turkey. Gobble, 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 gobble. Can you see my Chevy Chase?
No, you have to stand up.
You might not be. Hang on, my pants are undone. Just let me put my back to.
That adds to the effect.
Can you just see my butt now? Wait, hang on. So it says, "Merry Christmas, kiss my ass."
That's what he says to his boss, isn't it? Or
yeah, at the end, I think he says it to everyone. He's like, "Merry Christmas, kiss my ass. You can kiss my ass, and you can kiss my ass."
That is a classic.
You know how I was talking the other week about when we did the Dirty Dancing one, and I was telling you about that retro cinema that they like a vintage cinema, and they renovated it all, and you can sit in the bench seats and everything, and they play old movies and stuff like that.
Yes,
last Christmas, Tyler and I went to see the Christmas Vacation, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation there, and got super maggot. And he had not seen Christmas Vacation before.
Oh my God.
I know. Think about his age, though.
Well? Did it age well? Did he find it as hilarious as we all do?
I think it's one of those ones that you sort of have to grow up with it to love it. He said he didn't hate it, but he certainly didn't love it. And like, because me and my sister were just like, oh my God, you didn't immediately think it was the best Christmas movie ever. And he was like, look, I didn't love it. And I'm quite shocked. But that's not going to stop me from forcing it down his throat every single year for the rest of our lives. So he will learn to love it, or at least tolerate it, because I watch it every Christmas.
Just like us with shitty red wine. You will learn to love it.
Yeah. Damn you, palate.
Yeah.
Take your medicine.
It is definitely a favourite. We probably haven't watched it for a couple of years. We do always go through a few Christmas movies, obviously, each year. That one hasn't ended up being one that we've watched, but we might add that to the list this year.
Do you know what I was actually going to ask you, and I wondered if you'd seen this? Have you seen Four Christmases, the one with Reese Witherspoon and Vince Vaughn in?
No.
I cannot believe. Okay, so I showed that one to Tyler last Christmas as well, and he literally has watched it probably 3 more times since then. That's how hilarious he thinks it is. Okay. It's fucking funny. If you haven't seen it, watch it. Someone
that I am friends with on Facebook is watching Christmas movies and giving stars each day. Like, so he's watching one a day, and he just did 4 Christmases.
I like that.
Yeah, but he only gave it 2.5 stars.
Look, so you've got to like that kind of comedy, though. And look, are you a Vince Vaughn fan? Do you watch, like Wedding Crashers, that sort of thing?
I've never seen Wedding Crashers. I don't mind Vince Vaughn. I love Dodgeball.
You've never seen Wedding Crashers?
It doesn't really pique my interest.
Wow, I can't believe that. But you guys aren't massively into like the comedy stuff, though, are you?
I used to watch a lot of comedies. Vinny is very picky when it comes to comedies, so they're pretty much off the list. We watch thrillers, horrors, and true crime murders together, and Survivor.
See, I'm mostly comedies or romantic movies / romantic comedies. That's my favorite. I watch a lot of action because that's what Tyler wants to watch. I don't mind action. I quite enjoy it, but certainly if it's my choice and I'm at home on my own, it's going to be a romantic movie, a rom-com, or a comedy.
Question for you. What constitutes a Christmas movie for you? Can it just be at Christmas time, like Die Hard?
Look, I think this is a really hard one because when you look up, and I was doing this afternoon, when you look up the top 100 Christmas movies of all time, Die Hard's on it. Gremlins is on it.
Gremlins is a Christmas movie to me, though, yeah.
I have always hated Gremlins. Gremlins terrified me as a child, and I've never really watched it ever since because they scared the fuck out of me, those fucking little gremlins.
The green ones.
So I've never really watched it. So, you know, and there's like, what else was on there?
You ever seen The Long Kiss Goodnight?
Yes, and we watched that recently. I put it on for Tyler because he hadn't watched it, and it came up, and maybe it was last Christmas actually.
But if Die Hard's a Christmas movie, The Long Kiss Goodnight is technically a Christmas movie
Totally,
too.
I would totally agree with that. And I hadn't watched that movie for years, to the point where I remembered the premise of it, but I had forgotten a lot of the storyline. So when I watched it, was almost like I knew what sort of the storyline, but a lot of it I was watching for the first time because I hadn't seen it in so long. Fuck, it's a good movie.
Oh, we love it. We watched that 6 months ago too for the first time in years. But she's just great. I love it when she becomes fucking well, is it Charlie?
Oh yeah, when she and she changes over fully and like takes back her other identity. Yes, I do.
I love how clever and quick she is. She knows where the guns are on other bodies and how to use them and get out of situations. That's what I loved about it.
Yeah. Well, when I was looking them up today, one came up that I completely forgot about. Was Jack Frost. Do you remember that one? And it's the Michael Keaton one, and he dies and comes back as the snowman.
I think if I've watched it, it was like when it first came out and maybe one.
Well, I also haven't seen it, but I've totally whacked it back on my list, and I'll probably wait till I see my sister so we can laugh about it together. But I was reading a review, like it was a recent review of all-time Christmas movies, and part of it was saying the creepiness and the special effects relating to the snowman being, you know, the dad come back to life is really quite, you know, upsetting. So I'm like, oh, add that to the list.
Now too, yeah. What I watched last night, Vinny watched the start of it, was The Christmas Farm on Stan.
Oh, I saw your post. I've seen that, and I like Poppy Montgomery, and she hasn't been in anything for yonks and donks.
What was she from?
Okay, so she was in that show, was it Without a Trace? Yes, the one that also had the other Aussie. That's the LaPaglia.
He's Martin's dad in Knitram. Anthony LaPaglia.
And yes, Jonathan's much older brother.
Yes, and much chunkier brother.
Yes.
These days.
Yeah. I think it was Without a Trace. I was going to say Cold Case, but Cold Case had that blonde chick, you know, with the short blonde hair, like, no, the long blonde hair, but just had it, you know, like in style where it was pulled up and stuff.
So Without she's American, is she?
Poppy Montgomery is Australian, I'm pretty sure.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
okay. She's Australian in this, but she's moved to New York and gets a New York accent. But then she has to put on an Australian accent when she comes back for reasons I won't explain, because I know you did want to watch the movie. But she made me LOL a couple of times in bed last night. Yeah, and I don't really laugh out loud during movies too much, especially if it's me by myself or like when Vinny's passed out or whatever. I really enjoyed it.
Well, that's exciting because I really want to watch it. And because, you know, the other one that was out, I don't think it was last year, it was the year before, and everyone was watching it, but it was a bit of a, you know, yawn. Well, not yawn, but it was super corny, was The Christmas Prince with the chick from iZombie. And then they made a sequel.
3 years ago, because there's 3 of them now.
Yeah, actually, I think there is.
Yeah.
She's from New Zealand. That Rose Ivor, her name is.
I haven't seen any of them. Is it worth the watch, or is it?
Look, the first one was bearable, but I couldn't face the second or the third after the first one. It's pretty. Actually, no. To be fair, I think I might have seen the second one and went, "Oh God, this is horrible." But Mel, my cousin Mel, she's a sucker for really corny, cheesy Lifetime movies. Like, you know, the Lifetime movies that come up on Netflix sometimes, and you just see them and you're like, and they're like, you know, C-grade actors, American actors that used to be famous 20 years ago, and they're still making movies and shit like that, and they can only get that kind of stuff. Like, she loves that shit. She watches them all.
You know what she would love? In America, they have the Hallmark channel.
Yes.
And they do Hallmark Christmas movies non-stop from fucking, I think, like from the beginning, end of November to end of December. But they're just
all corny. They're all like that love story, corny. Super conservative. Ugh, I don't like it.
Well, they have new ones each year as well, but Mel would love that. The other one.
You know what else is on Hallmark is so you know Candace Cameron.
Yeah.
She's Candace Cameron Burr now. Well, she's been married for years, but she's had
Full House.
So she's doing the Aurora Tea Gardens Mysteries, which is actually from the chick who did the Sookie Stackhouse, the True Blood.
Oh,
What's it, Charmaine Harris? When they first came out, way before they made the True Blood series, I was obsessed with them, and I pretty much devoured everything she ever read, which included a couple of spin-off series. There was one, Harper Connolly, I think, where she could see dead people. There was another one where she did kung fu.
Or something?
Hey?
Was there a witch one or something?
There was a fairy one, and then there was the Aurora Teagarden murders, where she used to go to book club, and then one night someone got murdered, and then she became like this, mystery, a bit Nancy Drew, but adult, a bit more adult. So on Hallmark, they've made it all with Candace Cameron as the main character, and every time I see it come up, I'm like, oh, I really want to, because I used to love Candace Cameron when I was young, but she's a massive churchy and
well, so was Brother Kurt, yeah.
Yeah, and Kurt's very that he has his own Christian show. He's like a proper, like gets on the show and yeah, 100%. They have lots of opinions that don't sit with us, that we would not agree with.
Did you read any of those books, the Nancy Drew True Blood ones?
I read them all. Yeah, I loved them. I loved everything Charlaine Harris wrote, pretty much.
Okay, I might have a look at them. Yeah, I've done the True Blood series. I love that.
Yeah, I never read a bad book of hers.
So some other Christmas movies that are coming out that I'm looking forward to is Single All the Way on Netflix. Have you seen anything about that one?
I think, is that the one remind me who's in it?
So it's got, did you ever watch Ugly Betty?
Yes.
Do you know Vanessa?
I know that it's the gay guys. Yes, yeah. And they're best friends. They're best friends.
Yes.
And the family want them to get together, but he's like, no, I could never do it because I wouldn't want to jeopardize our friendship because I love him too much as a friend. And they're meant to be, I know the one that you're talking about. Yes, that looks excellent.
And Stifler's mum is in it.
Yes.
And she's meant to be amazing. She's meant to like be the show, basically, the movie.
She's always good in stuff, actually.
Yeah.
The other one that's coming out is the one with Brooke Shields in. Have you seen that? Christmas
Castle, yeah. I haven't seen it yet, but I've heard some things about it. And the other one I can't wait to see, and I don't know where I can stream it yet. I think it came out today in the US, is RuPaul's The Bitch Who Stole Christmas.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen that come up at all.
It's got like 20 previous drag queens from the previous RuPaul's Drag Race in it. So I can't wait to see that. Did you watch Holiday? Yes.
No, I didn't, but I do love what's her face, Emma. What's her name? Yeah, Julia Roberts' niece. I do love her.
Yeah. It was really good. I watched that last year, and I quite it wasn't really good, but I enjoyed it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'll have to put it on. It's while we're talking about Christmas movies though, because I'm actually looking at the list. The Holiday. That's an awesome movie. Have you seen The Holiday? Right?
Yes, many times. Bridget Jones.
Oh, Bridget Jones. Yes, that's not even on this list as a Christmas movie, which is insane. And I completely forgot Love Actually, because Scrooged. Fucking love Scrooged. I've always loved Scrooged.
Yeah, that was funny. That chick, the little fairy that fucking
that fucks him up. Yeah. What else is there? Oh, there's National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Yeah. Did you ever watch, I think it's called A Christmas Story, and it's got Ralphie who wants the BB gun. You'll shoot your eye out, you'll shoot your eye out. I used to love that as a kid, A Christmas Story. Yeah, it's really good. It's quite funny. What else did I used to love? So many. Santa Claus, the movie.
Yeah, Elf. I love Elf. Elf's hilarious.
Yeah. It was Santa Claus the movie though, the one where John Lithgow's in it as the villain. It was like the Christmas movie of the 80s.
Oh, you're talking about the one with Tim Allen in?
No, that's the Santa Claus. This is Santa Claus the movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's in the 80s. It was brilliant. They have some candy canes. I think when you eat them, they make you fly.
Oh, I don't know that I even know that one, which is insane because I know most of them. Just before our partners come in, our very first guests, Tyler and Vinny.
Ever.
I'm going to hand over to Sean for some Christmas fun facts.
Yeah, so I've got 10 fun facts about Christmas. They're not
10? What a lovely number.
I know. They're not as fun as some of the other facts I've come up with previously, which I can't even remember what was that about. But these are relevant anyway. So fun fact number 1, the traditional 3 colours of Christmas are green, red, and gold. Did you name it
I
gold? No.
actually knew that.
Yes, but
Um,
green has long been a symbol of life and rebirth. Red symbolizes the blood of Christ, and gold represents light as well as wealth and royalty.
oh shit! I didn't realize that red was because it symbolizes the blood of Christ. Of course, it's about
Baby
Jesus.
Jesus.
Hang on, remind me. No, Easter's when he comes back to life, isn't it? Christmas was
Yes.
when he was born, the baby
He was born.
Jesus, the tiny baby Jesus in the
Baby,
manger.
what is it? Baby, Jesus
Jesus
Christ.
Christ was
Oh,
born on Christmas Day.
fun fact number 2. Christmas trees, as per our previous conversation, they
Mhm.
usually have to grow for about 15 years before they're sold.
Shut up.
That's a lot of investment.
Mm.
Fun fact number 3, US scientists have calculated that Santa would have to visit 822 homes a second to deliver all the presents on Christmas Eve, traveling at around 650 miles a second.
Is that it? Only 820 houses a second. I was expecting
1,
that to be
2,
bigger. That's cool.
3. That's nearly 3,000.
That's a cool fun fact. I love that. I've never heard that before.
Fun fact number 4, the abbreviation Xmas
Hmm.
isn't non-religious or bad to say because the letter X is a Greek abbreviation for Christ. So that's where Xmas comes from.
Oh, right. Okay.
The highest grossing festive movie in the 2000s was How the Grinch Stole Christmas, and it raked in $175 million thus far.
I cannot believe that. I thought you were going to say Love Actually. Oh, actually, Love Actually was probably later. Was it?
It's still in 2000s, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have thought it would have been Love. I can't believe how the Grinch. I don't even really like that movie.
Fucking love it. I used to
Do
watch
you?
over and over again. Yeah, Jim Carrey had me in stitches in that.
Oh, maybe I need to revisit it then because I just think of it as a kids movie, like a little kids movie.
No, I really enjoyed that one. The word Christmas comes from, fun fact number 6, apologies. The word Christmas comes from the Old English name Christus Mass, which means Christ's Mass.
Christmas. Okay.
Fun fact 7, Santa Claus is based on a real person. Saint Nicholas of Myra, the world's most popular non-biblical saint. Fun fact number 8, Santa Claus has different names in different countries. In China, he's known as Sheng Dao Leo Ren. In England,
Chang Dao Leo Ren. I like that. That's cool. That just rolls off the tongue, doesn't it?
I mean, I think it should carry over. England, of course, it's Father Christmas. In Brazil and Peru, it's Papa Noel, which I quite like.
I know well.
Oh, it's Papa Noel.
Yeah,
And
that's
in
cute.
France, it's Père Noel.
Père Noel.
In Ireland, it's that fat cunt. It's what? You can tell that in your thingy. Backseat drives here, I tell you.
Mm.
Fun fact number 9, the French gave the biggest Christmas present ever in 1886. Do you know what this is? If you think about
The Eiffel Tower.
no, Statue of Liberty. And they gave
Oh,
it
actually, I did know that. I did know that it was a gift, but I
from the
didn't know it
French.
was a Christmas gift though.
No, I didn't know it was a Christmas gift either. I thought it was something to do with independence or something. But the French also have one, and it's a smaller one located in Paris, and I did not know about that.
I actually think I did know that, and I don't know how. I feel like maybe there was a monument to it or a reference to it when we were in Paris one time. Like I think, yeah, that totally rings a bell. Like it sounds very familiar to me. I think I did know that.
So for the last fun fact, do you know how the candy cane became into Christmas tradition?
No, I don't.
So the candy cane is one of the most familiar symbols of Christmas. It dates back to 1670 in Europe, but didn't appear in the US until the 1800s. The treat that we see today, where the shape is Jesus's hook to shepherd his lambs, and the colors and the stripes hold significance for purity and Christ's sacrifice.
Oh.
Yeah,
Wow.
and
And
the
so
white.
I wonder how long candy canes have been around for then. That
Well,
seems like a very
I did just say it dates back to 1617 in Europe, but it
candy
didn't.
canes since 1617 have been around all that time.
1670, yeah, in Europe, but they didn't appear in the US until the late 1800s.
And so have they always been made of like sugar?
I'd say so,
They always
yeah.
been like a candy?
Yeah, I'd say so. Because and then the white would be the purity and the red would be Jesus's blood again. So it's his
Mm,
purity and Christ's sacrifice. So there you go.
wow. That's very interesting. Thank you for your fun facts.
You know, I do love a bit of trivia.
I know you do. You do like to give a bit of trivia. Yes. When I was talking to my parents today and in explaining how the podcast works and what we do, I was saying, because we were talking about the Berlin Wall one, I said, oh, that's actually really interesting because Bino does research it quite well and he's very factual and he presents it, you know, like in a factual way as well. I said, whereas I talk about shit from, I do a little bit of research, but mostly I tie it to like an experience.
Yeah, that's okay. I like that.
Some opinion.
So while we're waiting, I'll do a quick little shout out to Jules. We got one of our first Christmas presents today.
It's beautiful.
Oh, she gave us a couple of little rainbow ornaments. So thank you, Jules Huey.
It's really nice, yeah.
Shout out to you, and hopefully this will appear in our first video podcast on Anchor.
Woo!
So, welcome to our very first guests in our series, who will also be regulars in all of our Christmas episodes once a year. Just the once every year. We have here my husband, Vinny.
Hey everyone, really, really excited to be part of the Christmas special. Looking forward to hearing some Christmas stories and yeah, let's get into it, everyone.
Sharing your own. He's not a pirate, everyone. He's actually Irish.
Foreigner.
I love that.
Are you comparing his accent to one of the pirates? Arr, me mateys.
It's just one of those many things that make me unique.
That's right. Unique New York. Unique in New York.
And
Scott,
introducing Tyler, my husband to be, who's here. He's not Irish. He's Australian, just like me.
Full blown
Tyler.
Australian. Hello. G'day, mate.
G'day, Tyler. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. Oi, oi, oi.
Can I ask you a quick question, Tyler?
Yes,
You're drinking.
I'm drinking a JD and Coke. It's 50-50.
50-50 JT and Coke.
It's a big motherfucker in a pint glass.
Which
Yes.
one is the mixer?
A little bit of Coke, dash of Coke, dash of ice.
And a shit ton of JD.
Yeah, pretty much.
He's got to play catch up. He has to catch up to me. I'm
Does.
tell you,
Oh, look.
I'm a bottle of wine.
Hashtag no judgment.
None.
Well, there's another thing that makes me unique, that I'm not stereotypical Irish. I'm the only one who's having a Coke with no sugar.
Boo!
Sensible
It's
guy.
Christmas. Boo!
Don't worry, I drink JD with Coke, no sugar.
Yeah, now if I'm being taken onto this podcast to be ridiculed, well then
Oh, I think that's all they're going to do to us tonight.
It's not what I'm here for. I'm here to share my experiences of Christmas.
Get a
Well,
glass of wine into you then, please.
Yes. Speaking of which, Vinny, why don't you take it away and tell us one of your favorite Christmas memories?
Oh, look, I have got so many amazing Christmas memories from when I was a kid. I remember lots of them, but there's definitely a standout. So when we were kids, our parents didn't have a lot of money. So Christmas was always really special because you're always guaranteed a gift. Not like your birthday where you might have just got a card or whatever, but Christmas you're always guaranteed a gift. And this year, I'm almost 100% sure it was 1989. So
How old were you?
31 years ago, I was
Great
9.
year. 89 is a great year.
So 89.
What happened in 89?
Just the
Taylor Swift.
80s. All the 80s were great years, I think.
I wasn't there.
Yeah, Tyler.
Oh, I thought it was Taylor Swift's album.
Well, there's that too.
Well, it was definitely 89. And me and my brother wanted to get BMX bikes for Christmas. So a lot of the other kids on the housing estate where we grew up were all getting BMXs as well. And me and Martin put in our order, said, yeah, we want BMXs. And we were told, yes, we could get them. And I remember being so excited, right? It was the day before Christmas Eve. And I couldn't contain myself with the excitement that I tried to force myself to go asleep. So I'd sleep all the way through that day, all the way through Christmas Eve night, and wake up and it would be Christmas morning. So I was planning on getting like a 36-hour sleep, but it didn't happen. And I curled up into this little couch and I was like, please go asleep, please go asleep. Either way, the trick didn't work. But anyway, it came to Christmas morning, and I woke up and my brother Martin was on the top bunk, and I was like, Martin, wake up, it's Christmas morning.
Stop scratching the ear.
So leave him off. We looked at the clock, and I remember it was 9 minutes to 4, right? So 3:51 a.m. I said, yeah, fuck it, let's get up and go down and see if the bikes are there. So ran down the stairs 100 miles an hour into the front sitting room, and there was 2 BMX bikes with our names on them. Mine was a Rally Styler and Martin's was a Rally Burner, and they had mag wheels, those plastic wheels. So instead of all little spokes, they had the plastic ones, about 5 of them.
Can I ask a question? What was the difference between a burner and a Rhino?
Burner and a Styler. The 2 of them were silver chrome. I think there was something different about the handlebars on the Burner as opposed to the
Yours
Styler.
had streamers coming out of it.
Pink streamers coming out the side of it. But
and a basket.
Now you have to remember, Christmas in Ireland is absolutely freezing. So I think it would have been average -2 on Christmas morning. But we didn't care. Straight onto our bikes, flying around the estate, loving it. Just thought this was just absolute heaven. So we got our neighbour up out of bed, and he got a bike as well. And the 3 of us said, right, let's take off into town, because there'd be no cars around, and you can go up the wrong street and down the wrong street.
Here we go.
We were like 9, 10, that kind of age. So it was just so exciting. And we were flying around town for about 2 hours or so, and eventually we were making our way home, and we'd come to the top of this hill near a kind of a rough part of town, and we could see about 5 or 6 guys standing at the top of the hill looking rough AF, and we were kind of going, what the hell are they doing up there? Like, this is 7 o'clock in the morning. They don't seem to have bikes that they're playing on. They don't seem to have a football. They just seem to be hanging around. But as we got closer, we figured out what they were doing. They had a big bag of light bulbs with them. And when me and my brother and my mate cycled past, they started throwing the light bulbs at our wheels. So we'd roll over, puncture our wheels.
They were bitter.
Oh, yeah.
Why? Why would they do such a thing?
Because they didn't get bikes, and they didn't get bikes.
They were just bitter, out to ruin people's Christmas. But my brother, he managed to fly past. My friend Derek, he flew past. But my back wheel got caught on a light bulb.
Of course you did.
And I was like, bastards. So we kept cycling anyway, and I was trying to cycle my bike on the flat wheel, and it was just going wop, 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 wop.
You poor darling.
Was getting destroyed. But the really shitty thing about it is when I got home, my parents didn't even have like a puncture repair kit or a pump or anything where they could fix it. So the bike was out of action for the rest of Christmas Day, and this was like 7 a.m. So I had nothing. And
there's no shop open.
There's no shops open. So, and I had and being religious Ireland, there was no shops open. Like
just
nothing.
The pub.
The pub's not a hole. So I had nothing from 7 a.m. Christmas morning, while my brother and the rest of my mates were out flying around their bikes. So I went into the lounge room, and I took my 3-year-old's glow doll off her, and I played with that for the
3-year-old sisters.
Yeah, 3-year-old sister. She had a glowworm or something like that.
Glowworm, sure.
Yeah. And
I love those glowworms.
Basically hung around with that. I remember again, I was so pissed off and bored around 1 o'clock that afternoon. I said, right, okay, screw this. I just have to go to sleep.
You say you tried to get more sleep in.
And I just had to sleep through.
I can see he's still heartbroken from that bike.
Oh my God, it broke my heart. It just, and I think it ended up taking about 3 or 4 days to eventually get my hands on a puncture repair kit and get the bike repaired.
Were your parents pissed off that the tyre was done?
Oh, they didn't really pay too much notice. It was just like, oh yeah, you'd be grand. Don't worry about it. Like, no.
They had too many kids. They were too busy. They were
food
and it was snowing and shit.
They're like, get out from under me feet, will you? You're in the way.
Yeah.
And that started.
But I'm shocked that they didn't come out and do the whole, okay, well, Martin, you get to have the bike for 30 minutes, and then Vincent gets the bike for 30 minutes. Like the leftover bike, like his bike. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's what my parents
It's
would
good
have done.
parenting wasn't out back then.
And Martin just rode off the bike and not come
Yeah,
back before.
He would
Yeah,
never have come back. He would have
Yeah.
been too scared, wouldn't he,
Yeah,
that they
sure.
were going to make him give it up to you and let you have a go.
I didn't see him for dust. Like, Jesus, that was it. Like, but I was just, it was just devastating. And Christmas back then was always so good. Every Christmas was great. I remember the turn of the Christmases. I was probably about 13 or 14, and we were allowed to pick what we wanted within reason. But this one Christmas, I asked for this is kind of embarrassing, but I asked for a cycling helmet for Christmas. You know, bear like a stack hat.
That is embarrassing. I'm
You know,
embarrassed.
bear in mind, these things weren't mandatory in Ireland, and they're still not mandatory to actually wear.
yeah.
No, but like it's voluntary if you want to wear it. So this one year, I got this horrendous looking stack hat, and it was white, right? And that's all I wanted. That and a Walkman for tapes. But I got up on my bike, went
Don't
out for cycle
discount
Christmas
the love
morning with the white stack hat on me. And I was coming down the hill and I said, oh, I need to try it out. And I just threw myself off my bike on purpose.
Oh my
just so I could
God.
put my head and see if my helmet worked.
And you
And I think that's what happened to me. That's when I took a turn then when I was 13. I haven't been right since that fall.
Hey.
And the helmet hasn't worked. But I never wore the helmet again. It was just hanging up in the garage on a nail for about 15 years
On a
after.
nail. I love that.
And then that was it. But yeah, it's probably the best Christmas present I got and the worst Christmas present I got.
Oh. Ed, do you remember when you'd get a
I feel
bike?
like I've been sitting on a psychologist's chair and getting this off my chest after 31 years. I've been holding it in.
Where all your issues come from this one fucking Christmas day.
Yes, and it just came out so naturally. I'm with a really supportive group, guys. And now the world is going to hear it.
Now, you sure you don't want to drink?
Yeah, no, I don't think I need to drink anymore after that.
I think my favourite part of that story was how you tried to test the
Crash.
stack hat.
Oh, yeah, well, look,
Yeah, that's great.
That's the best part.
my parents get their money's worth.
Myself against it.
And again, the same brother and friend were with me, and they're like, what the hell are you doing?
Do it, guys. It's cool.
Just had to throw myself off the seat
It's
of
not
the van.
worth the money if it doesn't work and protect me. Okay?
You want to go? You want to have a turn?
It was the worst. But there you go. Thank you for listening, guys. I feel really like there's been a weight lifted off my shoulder, and I can look forward to Christmas again.
Look, thank you for sharing that with us, Vinny. I'm sure many listeners can relate. If anyone else threw themselves off their bike to test their helmet, can you please message to make Vinny feel not so alone?
Well, I hope no one had a light bulb thrown at their bike on Christmas Day.
I don't think I ever wore a helmet.
Awful. That's so bad.
Saw me wearing the stack hat, I probably deserved it because it was white as well and horrendous looking, and it was too big.
And do you remember the stack hats back then too?
I
were
was
like
just going to say that. They look like Lego heads.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was
Yeah.
like nearly a built-in neck support on the thing. It was so big.
It's like a stormtrooper helmet almost, but with Lego. Like it was
Oh my
made out of
God.
Lego.
Pretty much.
It was like all like jagged squares and
You don't
shit.
even need a light on the bike.
Yeah.
It went streamlined and made of hard foam.
Yeah, this thing was horrendous.
They'd weigh your head down. Your head would be down, hanging to the left. You should be walking.
It was the first of its kind.
It was, yeah.
People loved them.
The one thing I suppose all my Christmases have in common is the theme tune to every Christmas I think that I've had has been Fairy Tale in New York goes along with them all. And I think that got worked.
You know, I heard the version of that, which was the KT Tunstall version one time on a Christmas CD. And then I can't remember if we knew each other when I heard that or not. But then you started playing the Pogues version. And that is just one of my all-time favourite songs now.
The original version, yeah.
The original, yeah, because I didn't realise because I heard the KT Tunstall version first, not realising that it came from the Pogues. And then I remember one time you were playing it and I was like, what the fuck?
Oh, God, every Christmas Eve in our early 20s, when me and my mates would be all in the pub, like probably about 15 or 16 of us, and the pub would have it on really loud, and we'd all be standing up and arguing around each other and screaming.
It's
and
the
out,
only
like,
time you'll allow the word faggot to be used in a nice way.
Yes.
Yes.
That's so true. Do you remember that year? And I can't even think what we were doing. All I remember was we were in the back of a maxi cab, and English Amy was with us, and the door was open, and we were screaming the words of that song out of the cab. What were we doing?
Was that even
Was it St.
Christmas
Patrick's
or was
Day?
it St. Patrick's Day? I think it was Patrick's Day.
Oh, my-
I guarantee Sky started it.
it was.
Well after Christmas.
I'm actually almost certain now that you've said that is totally accurate. I feel like, because I remember how fucked we were that day on St. Paddy's Day. We were blind, and English Amy and I were drinking. We decided we were going to start drinking whiskey straight on the rocks.
And we're having green
did it.
whiskey in the fucking pub, yeah.
Yeah, and that's what we drank all day and we started drinking so early. And then we had a few green beers and shit like that, but we pretty much just drank straight whiskey.
Yeah, with a big fucking big round ball fucking ice.
Oh,
cube,
that was a
yeah.
mess from the get-go, yeah.
It was a messy day, wasn't it? Yeah, good times. I love it. I love St. Paddy's Day. I haven't really done a St. Paddy's Day down here. I can't wait to do one with you guys again.
All right, we'll have to plan when you guys are up next year that we'll all take Paddy's Day off and the day after. Get based.
Yeah, because Tyler's a virgin. He'll have to do it. Especially, you're a virgin of doing it with an actual Irish person.
Virgin of St. Patrick's Day, not anything.
Yes.
Bless you for having to specify that, my love.
I may be young, but I'm not.
That young.
Yes.
Well, thank you, Vinny, for sharing that with us.
Welcome, guys.
That's a good story.
Excellent, Vinny. It's a great story, and I'm just thinking about your dad through all that and thinking.
Well, look, tune in again next Christmas to hear my voice again.
Yes.
I just feel sorry you have to go through that story every Christmas. Just going through your mind every year.
The traumatizing.
Damn light bulbs.
I feel now that the shackles are off.
Every time he turns a light on, he thinks of it. He shivers.
No, I never throw out a light bulb. I say to Sean, save them. We'll bring them back to Ireland and throw them at those scumbags when we get back.
Straight at their face.
They're descendants. They're descendants. That's who you'd be throwing them at.
Yeah,
Go
exactly.
back to the addresses and go, how long you lived here for?
Yeah. Do you remember me when I was 9, blonde, on a bike?
Thanks, Vinny, for that lovely story about Christmas in Ireland.
And
Now
love.
it's over to Tyler. Are you ready, babe? To talk
Yeah.
about your Christmas story,
Yeah, I am.
which I feature heavily in, so that's okay with me.
A few spots a bit blurry, but so basically, what year was it? 2019. It was 2 years ago.
2019.
It was 2 years ago. It was before COVID.
Yeah, before COVID fucked us.
Yeah. So we were together for what? About 8 months, I think. So I was invited to Brisbane for a call it family Christmas,
Oh, God.
and
Taped it.
what a fucking 2 weeks that was. Yeah,
I think we did. Close to 2 weeks at least.
Nearly 2 weeks.
We
that
came
was
back for New Year's. We had New Year's in.
Oh, that's right.
on
Yeah.
the coast,
So it was
yeah.
about a week. Yeah, so I'll start from. It was before New Year's Eve. I think it was the day before New Year's Eve.
Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve, sorry. And this guy was at a Christmas party for work down here on the coast.
All right.
Right, and we had this back and forth thing. She wanted to go to a Christmas party for work. I didn't want to drive the whole way to Brisbane by myself.
It's a long drive. For the listeners at home,
Yeah,
how
it's
long
time
is the drive?
I hate driving even half an hour to work. It's
And
the
how long
worst.
is the drive from there to Brisbane?
It was about 9.5 hours then. So I picked Sky up from Wyong, and she's absolutely plastered.
Hang
That-
on,
yeah.
okay. Look, this is going to be one of those stories where I have no choice but to butt in. So I'm just going to
Yes.
start by saying my Christmas party that I contribute to all year is an amazing Christmas party. And I've worked in a lot of places. It's insane. It's like top level booze. It's a band. It's like decorations. It's the most amazing food, including seafood. It's crazy. And I said to him, I really, really want to go. So we can either leave on the Saturday morning and drive up to Brisbane, or the other option is we go after the Christmas party and you pick me up. And he said to me, I'd rather deal with drunk Sky than whingy hungover Sky on a
Yes.
drive to Brisbane that's that long. So I just
Can
want
I
to
just say, Tyler, that is a very, very well educated decision. I like that.
Oh,
So, okay, I'm going to try not to butt in from now. But I just wanted to say This is why I was so drunk. He had an option. He could have travelled with hungover Sky. Okay, I'm out.
Yeah, well, it didn't really make a difference because all he did in the car was pass out
And
until
scream at them to put more Christmas songs on.
yes, yes, because Link was with us, so he passed out for a little while in between whinging that he wanted food and stuff, and then Sky passed out snoring. So I had my Bon Jovi music.
I was blind. I was so blind when he picked me up.
I don't even know how many albums of Bon Jovi I listened to, but it was a lot of hours. I listened to Bon Jovi straight. Nearly the volume all the way up to block Sky out. But then she woke up at about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, I think.
Maybe I don't recall.
Hungover as shit. Baby, I need to go to the toilet.
Oh, God.
Baby, I need McDonald's.
Yes. So then the whinging started. So it didn't really make a difference whether I was traveling with drunk Sky or hungover Sky. I was going to get hungover Sky either way.
Get both of them. Yeah.
Eventually, she was going to appear.
Yes. So I stopped at the nearest rest stop. There was no lights. No lights at all.
Oh.
Middle of nowhere.
Yeah. So I pretty much had to carry her over my shoulders to this toilet.
It's exaggerating.
That's a lie.
I do not recall.
Yeah, I'm trusting.
Version of events.
Not gonna lie.
He was sober.
Not a lie. And there was no lights in the toilet, so all I had was my phone torch, and it was just, baby, where are we? What are we doing?
Just aim. Sit down
Yes,
and aim.
pretty much. And pretty much had to hold her.
It was a hole in the wall toilets. You know those ones where you pee in it and it goes into the hole?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
With sawdust next to it to shovel onto your shit.
I didn't even think it had
I don't
sawdust. It was
even
in the middle
know.
of nowhere.
Couldn't see enough. But, yeah, so then I had to carry her back to the car as well. And then she didn't really sleep much after that. So it was just whingy, hungover Sky. Pretty much for what?
Saying, play the fairy tale of New York again. Play the fairy tale of New York again.
Yeah. We got to Brisbane. We got to your sister's, like 4:30 in the morning, I think.
Something.
Oh my God, jet lagged.
Yeah.
Oh, we just completely passed out. But then we were woken up at 6 o'clock.
Oh my God, I forgot about this part.
Annie Doy.
Oh.
Right.
What? I'd never met Sky's nieces before this, and I was like, oh, hello.
And I had specifically told them on the phone before we got there that they could come and wake me up at any point that they wanted to. So
Yeah.
we'd got there at 4 a.m. They'd come in just before 6. So
Yeah.
we'd had like no sleep. I was hungover as fuck. And the girls are in there jumping on me. And Tyler's like, what's happening?
Yeah,
What
pretty
is
much.
happening?
Didn't know who it was.
Twilight Zone.
But anyways, the drinking started pretty early for
Straight
me.
away.
Pretty much
Wow.
after breakfast.
Love it.
Beers were opened.
And so what
A lot
day
of
was this? Is this Christmas Day, Christmas Eve?
No, this was
This-
a couple
this
of
isn't
days. We hadn't got to Christmas yet. So this was about
I
the
think it's-
17th or 18th.
Oh,
No,
okay.
it was the day before Christmas Eve, I'm pretty sure. We only
Oh,
got
no,
there
it was the
2 days.
21st. I think it was the 21st, actually.
Yeah. So anyways, there was a lot of drinking involved, and I don't really remember a lot of drinking. There was a lot of drinking and swimming. I was in the pool a lot.
Yes, that's an
And-
Aussie Christmas.
Yeah.
Totally.
And so we got to Christmas. Christmas Eve, your parents came over, didn't they?
Yeah.
It was?
Yeah.
So obviously we were drinking that night with Steve, Sky's dad,
The
Spec.
popper or the specho.
the Specho. Yeah, so that was loose in itself that night.
My mum had to put him to bed.
I think she had to put him
I
to
love
bed every
those
night.
chats.
You've had enough, Stephen. Come on. We're going to bed.
All right.
Yeah, I think she's going to be doing that a lot more nowadays too.
Stephen.
That's a
Yeah, I know, but like when he's in trouble, he gets called Stephen.
Yeah, Stephen.
She puts the hand on the shoulder too. You've had enough. It's time for bed now.
Stephen?
I've had enough. We're going to bed.
Yes.
And he goes, I'm not coming. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. And she's like, no, we're going to bed. And then my sister chimes in, Dad, it's time for bed.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I love it.
And then Sky comes out in the corner. Tyler, let's go. And then I go. I usually have to go first to get Steve to go. And
Right.
they
Come
all
back
want
out
to go to bed. So I have to go first just to get him to go.
It's nice that he waits for you because he's enjoying your company, obviously.
Yeah.
There's a reason I have a party dog gene that never says die. It comes from my father.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so anyways, we got to Christmas Day and I think we had the breakfast mimosas.
Of course, always.
Yeah, and then the drinking just started again. That's all it was. It was just drinking. I don't know how much money we spent on alcohol that Christmas, but I'll
Easily
forever be scarred
several
by that
hundred.
Christmas in a good way.
Yes.
Yeah.
But also, every time I think about it, it hurts just a little bit. And then we did Boxing Day, which was a bit more of a chill day, I think, but we still drank all day, and I think it was just rolling on from Christmas Day.
I
Just
think we sometimes drink more on Boxing Day. Sometimes.
yeah, I think so. And
We're
then
more chill because
Boxing Day is the Christmas day where you get to drink, but without the pressure of Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
pretty much, yeah, that was that Christmas. There was a lot of stuff in
They call
between.
it that Christmas.
Yeah, that Christmas. So there was a few things in between. I'll probably two. I can't say on the podcast. Just saying.
Right. So thank you, Tyler, for sharing that story with us. I have a bit of fun for the three of you now. These stop looking over my shoulder. We've got some Christmas trivia. So I'm going to ask all of you individually 3 questions each.
Oh,
Okay,
So
it's-
this is the game, and I'm not able to cheat.
oh
That's
crap.
right.
No, you can't. Can he? Yes, exactly. That's very good.
I've got
Thank you
this
for
is the
pointing
sheet
that out.
here.
Don't let him look at the answers.
Oh, trust me, I'm one of those.
No, you have game integrity. I understand you have competition.
Exactly.
integrity. I'm with you. I trust you.
So I'm going to ask you all 3 questions individually, okay? So it's not a race to get the first answer in first, because we want the listeners at home to be able to play too. So I'm going to ask you all an individual question. If you get it wrong, I will tell you that you're wrong, and then the other 2 players can then buzz in with their name. You have to scream out your name if you know the answer, and then that's when the first person in gets to answer. But
We're gonna be no good at this.
Have you put any sports questions in this quiz?
It's
Sports
Christmas
related questions.
Sorry, what was that? It's all
It's-
Christmas related.
Yeah, I was
Christmas trivia.
Christmas.
Okay.
Okay,
I don't
right.
really
kick
remember
off.
many Christmases
Okay.
recently.
So can I just clarify? We don't have to buzz in the big. Oh no, you're going to ask one person anyway. So
Yes.
there's no buzzing.
So if you
You
get it
get it
right,
right the
if
first time. Okay.
you get it wrong, then Vinny and I get to buzz in.
You get to buzz.
If the person who I'm asking
So
gets
what's our buzzer? Do we have to say our
You say
name?
Tyler, you go,
yeah,
I say,
and then
Not
you get an option. But if you buzz in and you get it wrong, you lose a point.
Jesus
Is
Christ.
there
Ooh,
drinking involved in
interesting.
this or not?
Just continue drinking as you go. All right, so it's going to come down to points. All right. Wait until I ask you before you answer the question as well when you buzz in. Don't just go, Sky, rah, rah, rah. You know what I mean? Wait until I say
The person first, though, aren't you?
yes.
Yes.
So remember, you are all on camera, and I will see if any hints or cheating is involved. And you'll lose
Dare
points.
you accuse me of cheating before the game has begun? You know how my integrity lies. I like to win, but I always play by the rules.
That's a lie. That's a lie.
It's just because he can't handle losing to me.
Tyler, the first question is for you.
God.
Oh, here we go.
Okay.
In the song, The 12 Days of Christmas, what is given on the 7th day?
Can I pass?
If you don't know the answer, you could say you don't know.
Oh, fucking. I had no idea. I don't
This-
listen to Christmas songs that
Sky!
much.
Hang on, wait. You got to wait till I then go on to it. All right, we're going to our other two players. 3, 2, 1.
Vinny.
Okay, Vinny.
7 swans a swimming.
Correct. 1 point to
Fuck
Vinny.
you, Vincent.
You're welcome.
I was going to say 6 dancers dancing.
Oh.
It was 9 ladies dancing.
There you go. I was going to be wrong.
Or is it 8 ladies dancing? Anyway.
I blame the Grenache.
Vinny, my question is to you for question 2. In Home Alone 1,
Oh.
where are the McAllisters going on vacation when they leave Kevin behind?
Easy. Everybody knows this.
Well, they're going to New York in 2.
Well, that's incorrect.
No, that's where he goes into. In 1.
Don't worry about 2. Just worry about number fucking 1.
Hang on, I'm trying to get my brain
You
working.
can't even compare to number 1.
She's an animal. I'm sorry, Vinny.
I'm
You got 5 seconds.
fucking
5.
Florida.
Wrong.
Boom, Sky.
Okay,
Oh,
Scott.
shit. I forgot to buzz in.
Do you know the answer, Tyler?
No, it was Sky buzzed in first. Let her go.
The answer is Paris.
Correct, Sky.
Yes, that's right. Paris. Fuck's sake.
Sky, this question is to you.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
How do you say Merry Christmas in Hawaiian?
Honolulu, hoo, Xmas.
Close, but no, and I think you're going to kick yourself when you hear the answer. Okay, the floor is open. Go.
Vinny.
Yes.
What happens if they get it wrong? Do I get the
He
point
lo-
back?
No,
no,
I
he
get the
loses
point.
a point. He loses a point if he
Oh,
gets this
the
wrong.
1 point I have.
Yeah.
Oh, God, here we go. Now I'm going to lose it. Sky was on the right track, I'd say. So, hallelujah. Laddie. Feliz laddie da.
No, that's
That's so wrong.
Is it something to do with Honolulu? Something to do with luau?
no.
Oh.
So it's Melikalikimaka is a thing to say.
Oh.
Right,
Dad!
morning.
Song. That's from Christmas
God.
Vacation.
Nobody
Yes.
gets
Yeah,
that.
I know that song.
Everyone, it's a Christmas carol.
Yeah, but
Melikalikimaka.
we're not in Hawaii, babe.
Yes.
So I didn't lose a point though because it was my question, right?
No.
No, you're right.
Woo, I'm winning.
So Tyler's on -1, Vinny's on
Yes.
0, and Sky's on 1. Tyler, back to you.
Fuck.
Who tries to stop Christmas from coming and stealing all things that are Christmas from the Who's?
Grinch.
Yes. Well done, Tyler.
Yay!
I knew he hated Christmas and tried to
I
steal
know,
everything.
I was like, oh my God,
You're
if you
back
don't
up
get
to
this,
0
I'm
now.
gonna get this because that's Sean's favorite movie.
Question 5 to Vinny. Elvis isn't going to have a white Christmas. What color Christmas does he have? Think about
I love that face. I love it.
Oh, for fuck's
Think
sake.
about
You know I
songs.
hate Elvis.
You're going to kill yourself when you know the answer.
Elvis isn't going to have a white Christmas.
What color Christmas does he have?
Don't you say
Fucking red one?
think you know you can't.
Vinny's wrong. To the floor. Go.
Go!
Did you just say Sky, Tyler? You still win, Tyler. It's okay. You're in.
Can you repeat the question?
That's only half a point then.
Elvis isn't going to have a white Christmas. What color Christmas does he have?
So it's what color? I thought you said what
Dang,
kind.
'cause I'll get a full point for this when I take over.
I don't really know any Elvis songs. How long do I have?
5
5
seconds.
seconds.
5 seconds. Red.
Tyler's back to -1.
Can I take the question, please, question master?
Yes, you can.
The blue Christmas. It's a
Little-
blue Christmas without you.
Oh, it's
Blue Christmas without you.
I'm very surprised with you.
oh my god.
Have a blue Christmas without you.
Sky, your question. In the movie It's a Wonderful Life, what happens every time a bell rang?
Angel gets his wings. His
Sky,
or her
you'll be
wings.
very proud here. You're going to be very proud. 3 points, Sky.
Hey, child, who loves Christmas more than you?
Vinny, they've rigged this. They've rigged it.
I tried to give Sky harder
I
ones.
feel like I've missed Christmas for the last 40 years.
Questioning our integrity. We are.
Tyler, this one is for you, and I'll be very surprised if you don't get this.
Shit,
What
don't
is
say
that?
that. Just press this on.
What are you supposed to do under the mistletoe?
Oh, kiss.
Tyler, you're back up to 0.
There's no mistletoe, guys.
Vinny,
Or
What
it's
was the
missile
first?
toads I saw today on a meme, and I was going to send it to you. It's a missile of a toad hanging from a rope. It was hilarious.
Vinny, what was the first company that used Santa Claus in advertising?
Coca-Cola.
I'm done.
What?
Yeah,
I
no.
didn't even know that. Good for you, love.
They made them red.
You're not going to win, though, honey bunny.
Oh, he can't. No one can win now except for Sky.
What
But
if we
let's
get some
see.
of them wrong?
Let's see if Sky can get 4 points out of her 3 questions.
Rigged.
Sky, what Christmas-themed ballet premiered in St. Petersburg, Russia in 1892?
Nutcracker.
Oh my God, Sky, you did me so proud. That's 4 points to Sky.
Oh, I was going to jump
I've
in and
seen
go.
the Nutcracker ballet twice. Once with the little tiny Hutchie and her family, and then one other time on the TV.
I've never done it.
Is that it?
That's the Christmas trivia. So the final
I'm
standings.
not really a big ballet fan, though, I have to say. I did enjoy it. I'm glad I can say that I did it in person.
Sky on 4 points, Vinny on 1 point, Tyler on 0. But Tyler, you went down, you went up, you went down, you went up.
I'm happy with that.
You did well.
I didn't lose anything. I'm even.
You're even, Stevens.
Like on the pokies.
I'm not going to lie. I'm a little bit
Showed
disappointed.
our listeners that we're the
I am
best.
Usually I'm a bit better with Christmas. And I mean, that Elvis, as much as I hate Elvis, that song I hate too. That is,
I'll have a blue
Blue
Christmas
you just
Never
wanna-
heard it.
without you.
Never heard it in my life.
I'll have a blue.
Well, that's it with the partner segment.
Oh, well, thank you very much for having us on, guys.
Thank you for coming.
Well, that's okay. That's okay. I'm really looking forward to next year. Now, we need to know dates because I'll be famous after tomorrow's short movie. So,
Well, it'll be Christmas next year.
Tyler, Sky, it's been an absolute pleasure, and I can't
Thanks,
wait
Vinny. It's
to
been
reveal
awesome.
New Year's Eve.
See you on New Year's, my love, in the flesh.
I'm not leaving.
Oh, I guess
Okay.
it's time
Good
to
stuff.
stay.
You can listen to my
Hang
Icelandic Yule Lads
Well,
story.
all I'd be doing is going out there and sitting there by myself getting drunk. But I'm too drunk now to.
For the record,
Do anything.
podcast listeners, this was supposed to be just a single segment, just with our partners, but Tyler has decided to stay. I accept this and I welcome him. But Vincent has gone to bed.
Well, no, Vincent's gone to do some chores, but Tyler, you are very welcome to continue on. So I'm going to tell you about a little festive experience that Vinny and I were fortunate enough to have.
It's a
Oh,
wonderful
it is,
experience. It's not an experience that many people get to do.
It's not, and it was also the year that you had that Christmas, Tyler. So Vinny and I got to travel pre-COVID to Europe, and we actually got to go to Iceland before Christmas. We wanted to see heavy snow. I wanted to see the Northern Lights. I didn't see either, but what I did see.
My sister didn't see the Northern Lights Eve when she was there.
Devastated. But what we did here was in Iceland, we started speaking to some of the locals about what Christmas was or how Christmas happened over there. So instead of Santa Claus, Iceland actually have 13 mischievous Yule Lads. They're called Yule Lads.
Yule Lads.
Yule
Lads.
Yule, like the Yule log, but like lads.
Yule
Yeah.
Lads?
Yeah,
That's
lads.
big.
Yeah.
Maybe
that's
that's
cool.
what
I
LA
like that. That's like
Yeah.
English people call people lads. It's cool.
And they're the 13 Yule Lads are children of a child-eating ogress named
What the fuck is ogress?
Like a female ogre.
But a chick version.
Oh,
Yeah. Her name was Grilla, and I could look. Now, Iceland have a dialect that I am not fluent with. So I will say Grilla, but it could be something else. And the father's name is, where is the husband? Lepalui, who's an ogre. And they
My
also
sister's
have.
gonna love this episode because she's been to Ireland and she went to the schools in
Iceland.
Ireland, so
I-
she'll might know a little bit about it. But she's gonna love this episode.
It was very good. And there's also a monster cat involved. So they all live in a mountain and they come down. Well, the Yule Lads come down one by one from the 12th to the 24th of December. And then they depart in the same order they arrive after spending 13 days with the humans. They leave little gifts. Each Yule Lad will leave a little gift in the children's shoes that the children.
The shoes, that's cute.
Yeah, in the shoe that the children will leave on their windowsill, and the gifts get progressively better with each Yule Lad. So it'll start off with maybe an apple or something like that, or a little candy bar, and then they get bigger and bigger.
Nobody wants an apple. What do you mean?
Well, look, I will tell you, and I think this is some strategic shit that the Icelandic parents had done
Sure.
when you hear some of this stuff. So, so the gifts get progressively better, but if the child is naughty, they get a potato in their shoe, not a lump of cola potato.
You can make good roast potato though with that potato.
But do parents actually follow through with it? Because like if you read something like us and be like, oh yeah, if you're a bad child, Santa won't come and he'll cross you off his list. But the parents never enforce that.
But the thing is, they've got 13 opportunities to do it. So, like, if the kid's naughty on day 4, when the 4th Yule Lad's coming down, you're like, right, fuck you, and they just pop a potato in their shit.
That's it. Christmas is over.
They can't until tomorrow.
Cop that little shit.
Change your attitude, hey?
Cop that little shit.
That little shit, exactly. And then the next day, he's not going to be a little shit or he'll get another potato. So, remember, we were talking about Grilla the Ogress?
Yes.
Will only appear. So the Yule Lads come down one by one and leave presents. But Grilla the Ogress will only appear to capture naughty children, which she puts in her sack, takes back to the mountain to boil alive, and eat her ogre husband.
It sounds like the witches, like the Roald Dahl the witches.
It's like a proper fucking thing to make sure your children behave. They've been very hardcore on it. If you do not, you'll get a potato, or this bitch will come down and boil you.
She'll cook you up.
You'll die.
You'll die and get eaten. There's also the Christmas cat, which is a giant cat. And this is another fucking thing I reckon they've put in there. So the giant cat will only appears on Christmas Day, and it eats children who don't get clothing for Christmas. I mean, is that not just a way to say, here's a jumper? You're lucky you're alive.
That's fucking brutal.
So apparently way back in the day, the Yule Lads were a whole lot creepier than what they are now. And that in 1746, parents were actually banned from tormenting their kids with the monster stories in Iceland.
Uh-huh.
Oh my
I
God.
know.
What year were they banned?
In
1700s.
1846, their parents were banned from using the harsh stories from tormenting their children because they were that much more creepier. So the sheep shag obviously fucked
They're
shit.
not racist stories though, they just joke about them.
These stories now are the current ones. So they were a lot creepier back in the day, like a hell of a lot creepier.
Yeah.
So
The ones that you just talked about are the relevant ones.
they're today, yeah. So they're a lot worse. So the one that sucks milk out of the sheep's teats, he used to be called the sheep shagger. So he used to go around and fuck the sheep, I'm assuming. But also, when we went to Reykjavik, and Reykjavik is the capital of Iceland, it's quite a small town when you get there. It's beautiful, it's lovely, we had the best time. But they project images of the Yule Lads, like moving images all around town, and they're hidden. So you've got to go find these little fucking images of the Yule Lads doing the shit they're doing. And there's a big Christmas cat that's made of lights that you can go and get your head in the Christmas cat's mouth and shit like that.
It's so scary, like they might kill you.
It's not like a holly jolly Christmas.
No, I love that. I'm so desperate to go there.
I'd love to go to Iceland.
Well, this has been fun. We are so happy to be able to introduce our better halves because they feature so much in our regular weekly conversations, whether they like it or not.
Merry Christmas, stupid bitches. Thanks for all your support this year. We hope you love us as much as we love you. And we wish you a wonderful Christmas with your loved ones.
Remember, we will be back next year with much more stupid bitches banter. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
And a Happy New Year.
And a motherfucking Happy New Year. Fuck COVID.
Get drunk, fuckers.
I don't want a lot for Christmas. There is just one thing I need, and I
Don't care about the presents underneath the Christmas tree.
Christmas tree.
I don't need to hang my stocking there upon the fireplace.
Santa Claus won't make me happy with a toy on Christmas Day.
With the
'Cause
toy.
I just want you for my own, more than you could ever know.
Make my wish come true. All I want for Christmas is you.
Is you.
Ooh, baby.
Yeah, that stupid bitch. He's a stupid bitch. What a stupid bitch. That stupid bitch.